So, hello.
Morning.
We have a board here today. So I'd like to call the meeting of the Recreation and Parks Board of the City of Port Lavaca to order. The monthly meeting. And the first item on our agenda is general discussion and hear statements from citizens. Anything in general? Okay. All right, with that said, I would just like for you guys to put on your calendar that our next meeting will be February 15th at noon here. Item 2 on the agenda is approved minutes from the regular meeting held November 16th, 2022.
You know what? That's wrong. That's wrong. It should have been,
I'm gonna say, did we?
December 12, 21. I have it right on here. Why is it not right on the wording? Hold on.
December, what is it?
On the packet, it said December. On this one here, it says November.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. On my muni code, it says December 21, but it's not. It should be December 21, 2022. I'm not sure. And what do the minutes say?
The minute says December.
Thank you.
Yeah. The minutes are right.
Are you going to be allowed to do this agenda?
No, I think we're gonna have to wait
We'll
because
have
the
to
actual
wait, okay.
agenda item has the
The
wrong.
date on the
yeah.
notice is wrong, so we're going to have to.
I will put
skip
this
that one and we'll-
corrected on the next one.
And we'll do 2 months worth of meetings next time. That said, receive Parks and Recreation's operation and maintenance report from the Director of Public Works.
On the city park, we finally got that, the water fountain installed, so it's working. Those 2 benches on the learning trail that Jody requested from. We got that going. At the bayfront, we trimmed some trees. We put the ones recycle bin and the trash can next to, pretty close to that, where the pier's at. I mean, not the pier, the pier. It's for recycling and trash, I don't know if you noticed that big trash can.
I noticed.
Yeah, we installed that one, I think it was last week, a week and a half. And we finally got one barbecue pit going that was missing. So we put that one in there. We still got one more to go. The Port Lavaca High School is building barbecue pit for us. So we're gonna install some of the pits wherever we think people will use them more.
You know how many, Chuck?
We got 3 coming.
3?
Yes, ma'am. So I know one is going over there and the other one's going to the lighthouse because one was all rusted out, so we had to take that one out. So we're just waiting for a new pit, so we're gonna put that one next to the pavilion. And then we just figure out for the other one, where to put the other one at.
I have one that rusted out too over there.
Yes, that one is fixing to come out and we have one to replace that one already.
Oh, you do?
Yes, ma'am. Now the city park is, like I said, we trimmed some trees and all around the fence line. It looks better, I think, and we finally got.
Right now, but it looks better.
Yes, ma'am. The Lighthouse Beach, we finally started installing those shower stations. We got rid of those palm trees, the old ones. So we picked up with 2 more on there. And hopefully we do sometime this week, it should be finished. So, and of course, we've been trimming trees there all the way around next to the splash pad and the playground. So we've been trimming trees and whatever, needs to be done. So that's about it for now. Wilson we just got a rake and we just haven't had the time or the equipment to do that. They're using the Kubota, so whenever they finish, we can start raking the baseball fields.
Joe, would you like to tell the rest of the board what you told?
This is going to be my last meeting. And I just want to say, everybody, thank you for overlooking a lot of stuff that we didn't get to see. And I just want to say thank you so much for your help.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
It's been
I'm gonna miss you, Joe.
Thank you.
You've done a fine job as far as we're concerned. So
Good luck to your next endurance. Dave.
Thank you.
So what are you gonna do?
have fun with the grandchildren.
Did you hear what I said? Shopping?
Have fun with the grandchildren.
Congratulations.
Everything.
Congratulations.
It's been a blessing working with you.
Well, thank you, Joe. We appreciate you.
That's all I have.
Next item on the agenda is receive update on park assignments from park board members. Even though I don't think you were here last time, Mark, we started over on your side, so we're going to start with Bill.
Inspections report.
Huh?
Number 4, the inspections report.
Oh, sorry, I skipped right over one. Number 4 is receive monthly inspection report from the Public Works Department.
It's just those same as last month that we inspect every month, every park, swings and stuff like that. We got some hardware that we already ordered, some swings for the city park and the Bayfront. So those hardwares, they are outdated. So we got some in order. And it just,
Do you have any idea how long that was gonna take?
it's gonna take a couple of weeks, Jody. He hasn't set a date on it, so, but it's already in order. Yes, ma'am. And they just inspect them, like I said, every park. And so if you have any questions on that?
All righty. As much as these are probably somewhat of a pain to deal with, they probably help you spot things that you might not normally spot too. So
Yes, sir.
good information anyway. All right, now we'll go to the update on parks. Park assignments from the park board members. Bill?
Yes, sir. Joe said, I noticed with the showers that we've been talking about at the Lighthouse Beach, that they're already started on that. Everything looks pretty good. I just Was curious, like, with that Christmas decor still, do we still got, the people that donated that or sponsored those, they still take them off or, like on that kiosk and
We understood the people that
inflatables? Oh,
they're supposed to take them off.
I was just curious. I was like, if they had a time frame to when they had to remove their stuff,
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what, I can ask Tanya, I'm sure there is, but I don't know what that is.
I mean, I was just curious on that because people are like, hey, still Christmas
Yeah,
decor right
Christmas.
there. I'm like, and other than that, Lighthouse Beach is great. Besides, little minor things. And as far as Wilson Park, the lights are great at the skate park. A bench, it's just not, everything's good at Wilson. I had a question about, like you were saying, raking the fields and stuff. Like with baseball season around the corner, there's some guys have been approaching like how do they go about getting the fields? Like do they first come, first serve bases or do you reserve them or do they reserve for a season? And can they bring their own tools to help, maintain or do they use, like if the city provides, it's kind of a liable gray area. I didn't have the right answer.
I think the best thing is just call Cindy, and she's the one that charged the.
Keeping straight. and-
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay, so they're kind of organized and
Yes.
stuff. Okay. I've been getting a lot of feedback with it right around the corner there, all because they're, moving and trying to get a place to practice.
Right.
And Wilson's, nice, successful, so just want to have a stern answer on that, But other than that, I haven't seen nothing at Wilson. It looks good too. Looks
Thank
good as well.
I have a question on Wilson. On the skate park, I noticed yesterday the lights were off like about 11 o'clock at night. Are they on a timer?
They do go off, I think it is a timer. Yeah, I'm trying to remember actually, but I think it is a timer that we set.
I'm just curious because I noticed
I think we were gonna shut them off when the park is closed, which is 11.
because I noticed like at the concession stand, that one, the light was on and these were off and I thought these gotta be on a timer like the soccer and the
I mean, It
baseball.
won't be on all night long because their
Park closes at 11.
park closes at 11, yes.
I know those big lights over there next to the baseball fields and start, those do have time. Those I know for a fact, but the other ones, I'm not really sure.
Because it's really dark back there by the concession stand.
Yeah.
Just curious. Thanks.
Okay, Bay Bower Sterling Christmas decorations have been removed and since I wasn't here last month, it was well used during Christmas.
Yes, it was.
Decorated nicely, well used. A hallmark in the park didn't take place because the weather got bad. Go figure, it's not like it in December here, but this time it did, so anyway, we'll postpone it and do something else later.
Probably too late to do it now, but I had suggested to my other half that February might be a good time
Yeah. we
because
talked-
of the
Valentine's
Hallmark and
and-
rom-com kind of thing.
Yeah.
Love in the air.
What are you talking about?
Been there too long already, Mark.
Oh, Valentine's, okay. It's good.
Okay.
That's it.
Forget the flowers.
I took a drive by Claret Crossing earlier today and it looks really good, the park itself. I'm just kind of curious on that, what I'd call the northwest boundary closest to the water tower end. That stuff that's piled up there, is that from a contractor or is that, I mean, it's pallets and
Contract from
Huh?
the developer's contractor.
the developer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That stuff.
so is that technically on part of the park's property?
I think it probably is.
I think it's past up.
Or is it on the next adjacent lot?
I think so.
I haven't looked exact, I know generally we're talking about it, but I haven't looked at that.
Yes, well, there's a house on that.
But
one
regardless,
side of the
he needs to
street
get
next to
told
the
that.
park. But I guess maybe that property right next to the park may not be park property. I mean, between that and that house, I don't know.
I have to look at I think there still is a couple vacant lots.
Lots. And
I
so
remember, I have to go look at that.
I was just kind of wondering, it's kind of an eyesore, but if it's not, it's not on the, if it's not on the park property and it belongs to the developer, I don't know that we could do a lot about it.
Well, we can still get him to clean it up. I've actually talked to him a couple times about getting that cleaned up, and it just hasn't happened.
Okay. It just looks bad, that's all.
Agreed.
And then taking a drive down through Bayfront, it really looks good too. Certainly no complaints there, and there were a lot of people down there, about half an hour before noon. And they weren't all just people stopping to, sometimes they go out there and eat their lunch in their vehicle or something like that. It was walkers and fishermen and all kinds of folks down there. And of course, it's a beautiful day out there, and that probably attracts people to come out, but it looks good. Olga?
Butterfly Park looks good. I mean, it's the usual thing out there. And on the city one, I couldn't get in it to look like at the bathrooms or whatever, but the park looks good. I noticed that y'all had cut those branches off out there. And right now, I guess it's indisposed really because of the parking and stuff, because the guys that are working out there on the lift station, but hey, I think it looked good later on. My sign's still up, but.
Yeah, in fact, I think I didn't hear back from Cindy. She was gonna check, we're gonna double check what the cost was, like I said, just to replace it with them. Because I told them, you need to get rid of that or replace it. And I haven't heard back a price yet.
Well, they cleaned it up at least. I mean, all the dead stuff and, but it's winter and. I
Yeah,
understand.
we trimmed and cleaned both of them. They were with all the the other one's got palm trees on it.
Uh-huh.
We cleaned both of them.
Side,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
And of course, we got a couple of landscaping to replace because whenever they were taking them out of there, they broke them. So we got to replace that. But the sign, if you want us to take the sign out, we can take it off. And
Yeah, we need to take it out, and that's what I told, I guess Wayne said we would go ahead and take it out. And
Okay.
replace it or not replace it.
just feel like that. You want to take the poles out of there too? There.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Well, go ahead, ma'am.
No, I mean, if we're gonna replace it.
With the same sign?
Probably the folks there. But I hadn't heard back what that cost was gonna be. I just can't imagine it's that much.
Okay, we'll replace take down that.
Down. I mean, if that was my curtains in my house, I'd take it down.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay,
But we don't see it until we get it fixed.
all right, we get it done.
and then I was there maybe about 3 weeks ago and there was a barbecue pit. Well, right after we had that freeze, when was it? Because the water wasn't running on the bathroom, but I talked to a gentleman there. You weren't there, neither was Dwayne, neither was Cindy. And he said, Joe, we're working on it because the bathroom on the men's side was frozen.
Mhm.
So whenever that was, when was that? When we had that freeze?
Like before Christmas.
That was after
Yeah.
Christmas.
It was that week of.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
It
It was the week of,
Yeah.
right, okay, the line was frozen to the men's restroom because I sent my grandson in there and there's no water. So I called just to see about an update, but that weekend, that week, the same thing, there was a barbecue pit that was thrown on the ground.
Mhm.
And I think y'all picked it up because I've not seen it, but then I didn't get a chance to go over there. So that's the reason I was asking how many barbecue pits you were getting because of that.
Yes, ma'am. That's the one next to the pavilion. That's the one
Yeah,
that's
the one next to
running
the
out. We're gonna pull that one out. The one they pulled from where the lift section is gonna be the new one.
Uh-huh,
That's what the other ones come from.
so,
It's gonna, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
That's the one we're gonna place on that, next to the pavilion.
I noticed all the tables were also pulled out. So is that existing lift station gonna stay there or y'all gonna move it inward or what?
Well, the existing one, once it gets done, it'll be demolished.
Okay,
But the new one, it's back, it's a
yes,
submersible, it's underground, there'll be a fence around it.
right.
But that building for the old lift station, that should go once
Is there gonna be a slab there, Jody?
a slab. Wait,
Would there be a slab there at the lift station or you're gonna fill it?
you mean where we're demolishing the old one?
Uh-huh.
I don't think so. I think that'll just get demolished and it'll.
Filled in?
Now we are the driveway entrance to the parking lot by the pavilion, that's gonna get a concrete apron and kind of redo that better as part of this project.
I'm already thinking landscaping that part. Okay. That's all I have. Thank you, Joe. It's,
Yeah, and I can mention on Wilson, not on Wilson Park, on City Park, that as soon as it warms up a little bit consistently, I've got, somebody's gonna be going out and painting the hopscotch.
The walkway.
For the walkway, and then, we'll get with the United Way and get the rest of that painted. Once, what we were waiting on before is that we were waiting for 6 months. Because the concrete needed cure for 6 months before we painted, or the paint wasn't gonna stay. Well, the 6 month came about the same time the weather started getting cold. So we're just kind of waiting on this, although the winter hasn't been super cold, but we're kind of waiting for some consistent warm weather, and then we'll get that painted. And once it's painted, then we'll get the signs up.
but now that you mentioned that, I did think about it, but I forgot about it. When they put up the signs, couldn't our sign, the one on the highway, kind of sort of be uniform to the ones that are in the walkway?
Well, the ones in the walkway are, those are,
Corporate, I understand, or somebody.
those are
Donated.
specific for the instructions for the stations in the walkway.
Is it being made out of metal? Do you know, ma'am?
They are metal, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
They're metal.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were gonna be like plastic or something else,
I
or,
don't think so. I think they're metal. I mean, the United Way has those, but I'm pretty sure they're metal.
have you seen them?
I haven't. I've just seen pictures, but I haven't seen them the sign itself, no.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
Okay, Mark, you're up.
Yeah, I was at the park this morning. It looks pretty good. Got it cleaned up, checked the water. Water's fine. I mean, we had problems with the water on the south side yesterday. I'm sure you knew about that. Guadalupe Street didn't have any water all day yesterday, South Guadalupe.
Well,
I guess the park was fine. But yeah.
unless it might have been tied to the construction going on. I
That
didn't.
probably
hear
was,
that.
but that was on the discharge side. You didn't hear, well, I should have called you then, because nobody on South Guadalupe had water most of the day.
No, I did not hear, so I don't know if we had a water main.
But I don't know what it was.
Or it may be tied to the construction.
No, I saw the construction, but that's all discharge stuff. I didn't think that would affect. us.
Yeah, but unless they, like I said, they may have broke a water line when they were doing that. I don't know.
I'm surprised.
But
y'all
it's
didn't. I'm surprised you
suspect that it was on Guadalupe, but, no.
Yeah, well, it was, I can. It's on Guadalupe. I live for 2 blocks, man, none of us had any water. That's not why, but the water at the park was fine. There's only one, and I don't know if this is something the city's ever done. There's a lot of cigarette butts. There's a picnic table just to the north of the restrooms, between the restrooms and the merry-go-round, that for some reason smokers, I don't know if we could put an ash. I don't know if city's ever done that, putting a cigarette butt disposal thing there.
Put something.
But that's only, I didn't even see them at the main picnic area, but that one little table right there by the restroom had a lot of cigarette butts. I don't know if the city's ever tried to, I don't know how cooperative cigarette smokers are to putting their butts in them instead of just throwing them on the ground. If there were, it's the only.
I guess we can give it a try, put a bucket with sand.
Well, I was thinking, I've seen them, the plants use it. It's like a little pipe that has a little bowl out at the bottom and you just throw them in that and it's not an ashtray because you don't really care about the ashes, but the buds are what's the problem. If they had a place to just throw the plant, I know any of us had them where it was because they got rid, any of us got rid of their ashtrays, but they did have a place for the cigarette butts. That works better than just a bucket of sand because it goes down the pipe and you don't see the butts.
It looks like almost like a giant Aladdin's lamp.
Yeah.
Is it something commercially available? I don't know that
They have a
I've.
long neck.
Yeah.
And they're kind of flared a little bit and you drop
You just drop the butt in there.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's a plastic.
I think those are commercial. You can buy those.
Yeah.
that Cajun place that used to be in the strip center where the Y is, they had some sitting outside of that at one time.
Yeah, I think that those, I think you can get those.
And it seems like there was some in the strip center over.
Maybe the city doesn't want to encourage smokers or something, but that is
But
something.
I mean, if it's a place, it's a problem, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen one at one of the parks ever, but I know the plants use.
They have them outside of Waterbury.
Don't we have one right here? And I was thinking, isn't there one on here? I see.
I think we
No, I
have
think it's, yeah, I think there is something
in front of
there
it.
at the other end, yeah.
Good idea, Mark.
Yes, that was a good one, Mark.
Other than that, the park is great though. New nets even for basketball guys. I hadn't seen anybody playing basketball out there. in a while.
Oh, Joe, I was, have we put the new, at City Park, have we put the new goals up yet?
No, ma'am.
Oh,
Okay,
and
but we have them in.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I mean, it's only a matter of time that they're gonna be bugging me on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, we have them, we just haven't put them up.
Yeah, no, that's the reason we went with the water station first and then the benches.
Okay.
And then we jump over there and then we come back and put those goals, the soccer goals
We're
on.
talking about the new soccer goals for the City Park.
job. Hey, out of curiosity, and of course, just curious, when is the sewer plant gonna, I mean, the lift station gonna be done? By spring,
Yeah, it should be done by spring.
2 or 3 months? Okay, just wondering.
Yeah, I think, as far as I know, the only thing that would change is if we, you know, something get held up in deliveries, but I think they were kind of waiting to even start till they had everything. I'm not aware right now of anything holding stuff up. So I don't think substantially can put that time.
Is that it, Mark?
Yeah, that's all I have.
All righty, thank you. The next item on the agenda is receive status report on improvements project at Wilson Park.
We had a pre-construction conference actually this morning with Civil Construction, and they are scheduled to break ground probably around February 1st. And we kind of looked at everything today, make sure there wasn't any questions on the scope, and everything is pretty straightforward. As I think somebody mentioned, the lights are out working at the skate park. We've had a lot of people utilize it. So the count, I think I mentioned at the last meeting, if I didn't, I'll mention again, the council did decide that they wanted to install a black chain link fence instead of the aluminum fencing that we had specified. So 4 foot height. So that would be incorporated in the project. I mean, there's a savings of about $6,000. So that's it.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda, item 7, is receive financial status report on the Parks Recreation Department. Is there anything of interest to point out on that today?
No, again, if you guys, if you could look through that, if you ever got any questions. It's basically just for your information. I can also tell you that today we talked to, when we were out there at the pre-construction conference, we talked to Matt Glaze with Urban about maybe putting a little bid package together to do some excavation to clean out the area that keeps silting in at the boat ramp at Lighthouse Beach. We don't have to dredge the whole harbor, but just that there's one area that silts up pretty fast, and in winter weather, we can't even get through, so.
You talking about the one on the marina side? Or you talking,
Lighthouse Beach.
oh, Lighthouse Beach, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
get the wrong
The
beach.
boat ramp at Lighthouse Beach. And so, because we do have some money tucked away to do that every few years, so I asked him to take a look at that, put a little big package together, so we could get that done hopefully this winter.
How's our revenue over there? Is it pretty good? I have not been out there to check.
I mean, right now, we don't, what, is there one, I think there's one camper?
Something like that.
Yeah, there's not, I mean, but that's not just us. You look around the whole city, I mean, there's a lot of openings for RV spaces in the city as a whole.
But most is not building. The Campton's already done.
Yeah, I mean, it's cyclical.
Yeah.
It'll.
Nope.
Pick up.
Like it'll start to pick up on you.
It's too cold. The water's cold. Did we ever finish with the electrical part out there?
Yes, that's done. I mean, it's for rent and everything. There just hasn't been a whole lot of it.
Okay.
All right, that completes the agenda. If not anything else, I have a motion that we adjourn.
I make the motion that we adjourn the Parks Board meeting for today.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor? Thank y'all very much for being here today.